Why everyone stopped watching Yu-Gi-Oh videos? I'm honestly really curious. I've seen like really like old Yu-Gi-Oh videos that have like over 1 million views, and we also watched like not long ago, like literally a few minutes ago, another million view video. But I feel like most views have been declining. So I don't know if this is about it. Let's see.
So if you're a longtime Yu-Gi-Oh watcher, you might have noticed a growing trend in the YugiTube content sphere. There's not that much content about modern Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. By that, I mean there's
I
lot
watch a
less
lot of
videos
content.
of deck profiles, opening new packs, set breakdowns, meta discussions, and more importantly, actual modern duels. These kind of videos pretty much defined the early days of YugiTube, but somewhere along the way, things change. Your favorite big Yu-Gi-Oh creators might be playing Yu-Gi-Oh still, sure, but it's not the advanced format. No, chances are they're doing some kind of fun challenge duel, spin the wheel, masochist, master chef, cube draft, whatever.
People do challenges now that more than the actual like game. Oh, okay, I get it. Like the Yu-Gi-Tubers, what they do is try to like get into more creative ways of playing the game, and I honestly I like it. It makes more sense, right? Rather than playing the game so like competitive, exactly. I don't know. We'll see.
They're all really entertaining videos, but it does beg the question, why doesn't anyone want to watch the actual standard game being played anymore? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Why is it happening? When exactly did it start? Could it ever change? Taking a trip down memory lane, old YugiTube back in the late 2000s and early 2010s used to be all about talking about the game and showcasing it in some way. As a YugiTuber from that time period myself, it was basically considered standard practice to make a video analyzing newest upcoming set, telling people what cards to buy,
we
what
still have
decks
that
to watch out for. The work. You also had to make a box opening video for the set the moment it dropped. The sooner the better, since the early bird got the worms in terms of views. Making deck profiles of whatever the new interesting decks were, giving an updated deck profile of whatever decks you were most known for playing. If you were at an event, you'd want a profile of the first place winner and as many of the topping decks as you could get. Maybe record a match between the new top tier decks of a format fighting at full power. And of course, all the other tertiary stuff like ban list predictions, tier lists, combo guides, meta discussions, the works. And everybody was doing all this stuff all the way down the ladder from your
watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I'm gonna watch that after this. Definitely. I have one that I wanted to watch. I actually, wait, hold on. It depends on how long they are, because I know they are very long videos, but I definitely intend to watch them. Yeah.
Biggest channels to the smallest. That was basically the YugiTube playbook in a nutshell. But then, everything changed when Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterduel.
Oh, not Cyber.
We gotta address the elephant in the room. This game alone marked a paradigm shift in how Yu-Gi-Oh! Content was created and consumed. It's not the only reason that we're going to discuss in this video, but it's definitely the biggest. Suddenly there was an official way of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Online and recording it. Dueling Book and yugioh Pro and stuff had existed for ages, but something about the production value and just the hype made it way more enticing to play Master.
Yeah, obviously.
Anybody could try it out, and videos about it immediately got a lot more attention. Lots of new faces entered the scene, everybody was rushing to play their favorite decks, especially anime ones like Dark Magician or Stardust Dragon, and you suddenly had huge collabs and new eyes in the game. And to be clear, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself got a lot of a mainstream moment and some mainstream fame, and that's great. Thing is though, it also indirectly highlighted some of the issues with the real-life paper card game, namely that it's kind of boring, and not exactly in the way that you might expect. First of all, there are some logistics issues. Recording in-person Yu-Gi-Oh! Content is kind of hard, actually.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
Been doing it for years. Setting up an entire top-down camera for duels and face cams and microphones and editing in card images, adding light
chat. I can confirm it's really awkward.
The whole thing. It's time consuming, and that's all after going to the trouble of acquiring the cards or the products themselves for the video. And comparatively, recording Masterduel footage is super easy. You play it on your computer and record your screen and webcam. Pretty much got all the exciting sounds and visuals done for you automatically. And to its credit, this is a good thing. I've sung the praises of Masterduel's presentation since the day it came out. The consequence though is that it kind of overshadows the paper card game. Still, that's only one piece of the equation. The next one I'd say is the general lack of appeal of actually watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Get played. Yu-Gi-Oh's
interesting. I like the idea of like Master Duel being like the ultimate way of playing it, of like watching it at least, no? It's like easier to just watch, right? It makes sense. When you see paper, you don't exactly know what is happening. Like there is no like indication, like in Master Duel, everything is shown on the screen, right? Like text. Like at least you can pause and see, right? Because you cannot pause and read the effect of a card, right? Like more complicated. And it's like there are more mistakes and everything, so it makes sense. The other one is about the state of it. The ultimate way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I agree, 100%. Master Duel is the ultimate way to play it. The issue for me is like it's just like best of one, right? So there is no side decking. That is the only issue, honestly. Have you ever been to a regional? No, I haven't. I haven't been to a regional or a local tour. Well, I've been there while was tournament was happening. I never participated. The replays for sure cause they can. The replays for sure cause they can be. Yep, true. That is also true.
Was already a niche game to begin with, but it's also one that just doesn't exactly lend itself well to entertainment. At least not in the modern sense. Sure, it might sound interesting to see two meta decks play against each other in a video until you realize that match is probably a lot of very one-sided duels. One player takes their turn, they combo for a long time, they lock the opponent out of the game, they switch for game 2, and the same thing kind of just happens again on the other side, and it's kind of it.
I feel like this could only be interesting, like as content, if you like role play into it, and you say like draw, like I summon, and things like that, right? I feel like that is the only way that you can make it like mild entertaining with a little bit of role playing. I don't know, just watching the game like that. The only people who are gonna watch are the people who really care about it, who are like really into it and really care about the creators and the decks in play, definitely. Regionals is fun, and especially to spectate probably the best way to see cards played. Yeah, I definitely want to do more of that, definitely. And I will probably talk about it in the future. I went to a card shop, but everyone there was playing... Oh, everyone there was to play Magic? That sucks. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was different day. Well, you just have to go that day, I guess.
That's the duel. I'm oversimplifying a bit, and trust me, I know there's real nuance to playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But in the context of making an entertaining video for YouTube, like most people kind of don't really care about that. Sure, people might tune into the finals of a YCS stream to watch a pair of meta decks play each other, but that's only really because of the high stakes and the narrative that comes with
exactly.
it. Be honest, would you really tune in to watch Joe Blow and Average Andy play Yummy versus Draco Tail at locals for the umpteenth time? In fact,
would you watch me and Pierina play play Cyber Dragon and Madolce? Would you do that, Chad? I know you would.
It applies to Master Duel too. It's a well-known fact that Master Duel's metagame is just as, if not more, polarizing than the TCGs, so nobody's really tuning in for your bog-standard ranked ladder climb. The best you'll get is people tuning in to watch their favorite competitive streamer deprive themselves of food and sleep in the Duelist Cup every few months.
Yeah.
Bastards. Again, take it from me. We tried to upload duels with our real-life modern paper decks, and they almost always go over badly with a casual crowd. People leave comments complaining about how one player's turn just lasted forever. And that's not even with meta decks either. Even an anime-themed duel with modern decks will kind of run into the same problem. For instance, take Stardust Dragon versus Red Dragon Archfiend. Sounds like a really fun time, right? Yusei versus Jack, two iconic anime rivals duking it out. But the reality is not so pretty. The Yusei deck goes first and makes Junk Speeder, and then it's off to the races, comboing for an obscenely long time and ending on a board of Cosmic Blazer Dragons and Stardust Ciphers and whatever else, and now we've got a problem. The Jack deck takes its turn and tries to start by summoning Soul Resonator or using Crimson Gaia, and the Stardust Eye negates it. Like, that's what they're supposed to do.
That's the game.
Maybe the Jack deck has a follow-up play. Okay, that gets negated too. And that's kind of it. A one-sided game where Deck A did everything and Deck B did nothing. Sure, we can choose to suspend disbelief and try to let the Jack deck do its plays without getting interrupted, but then what's the point of the Stardust monster's effects, right? And that's before even mentioning all the comments you'll get about misplays and why didn't you negate this or that card? It's kind of a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, you try to make it entertaining, then people are like, this isn't the optimal way of playing.
Anime decks these days. Heroes combo forever, Yubel combos forever, Raid Raptors make a pair of giant unaffected boss monsters. It's unfortunately just the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. And it also lends that much more appeal to the idea of playing some sort of limited power format instead. Most people want to see a back and forth game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
And the only real way to get that is by imposing some kind of heavy restrictions in the cards and strategies you can use. It makes the idea of a draft or some old school format or even just a silly, highly restrictive spin the wheel deck with a prompt that much more enticing. You get a more honest game and still with the fun personalities and the excitement of building around a memorable card or strategy. All right, next we gotta talk about the product problem. There's no sugarcoating it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs kind of suck these days.
Yeah.
Go look at your local game store, if it even still stocks Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and tell me there aren't packs of Maze of whatever, Battles of whatever, just sitting there collecting dust. People just don't really want to watch pack openings, plain and simple. That even applies to most new mainline sets.
Yeah.
One look at the price of a
I feel
box
like
on
it's
TCG
more
Player
entertaining to do with
kinda tells
Pokemon
the story
because the
right
cards
there.
look
Pull rates
better.
aren't great, there's maybe 1 or 2 cards
There's
worth the price of the
chase
box,
cards.
and most cards are pack filler. And you kind of already know what's good and what's bad in the set, so there's just not a lot of mystery or magic to be had. That said, this isn't all bad. People definitely still tune in for openings around a good new structure deck like Blue Eyes, Branded, or those legendary 5Ds decks. And they're usually pretty good entry products and they bridge the sort of gap between casuals and competitive. And of course, people like watching old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff get open. Retro packs, that new legendary collection Kaiba, they go fast in my local Walmart, even if Doom of Dimensions is still rotting on store shelves. We'll circle back to this problem in a bit when we talk about some potential solutions. Okay, last major reason why people aren't watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a bit more nuanced. There's been a shift in the way that the hardcore competitive game gets shared and talked about these days. Like I said before, this used to be pretty straightforward. People uploaded deck profiles of topping lists from YCS events, regional and local tournaments. There are also lots of guides for combos, how to side deck, tier lists, the whole thing. And to be fair, that's still happening today.
Yeah.
But the big difference I've seen now is the advent of what I'll call outsourcing. You've probably seen it before. These social media pages that basically take deck lists that topped events and turn them into a single image. Nice and easy to see the whole thing and share it around in your group chats with friends. So with that, there's a lot less reason to actually go and watch a full video. Sure, some players will want to hear about the pilot's decision making for certain cards.
Oh, okay, I think I get it. It's like some people would prefer to just like get the list and try to make it make sense instead of listen to the explanation. Yeah, I guess. Dude, this deck looks insane. Like, what is this? How many hand traps are here? 9, 12, 15? Not 15, 14. These are 14 hand traps. With also 3 droplets, called by triple tactics and cross out designator. Sheesh.
Video. Sure, some
I get
players
it.
will want to hear about the pilot's decision making for certain card choices, but for the average player, they're far more interested in just seeing the deck list so they can try it out themselves. Even if they were to watch the full deck profile, they might just skip around to kind of see through the high points and then move on. Oh, and as a bit of quick YouTube.
To me, it depends on how much I care about the deck that I'm seeing, right? Like the other day, I was looking at the different Cyber Dragon decks. Just out of curiosity, it's not like I'm planning anything. Wing, 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 Saturday. It's just that I watch it when I really care, right? But if I just want to see, like for example, I don't know much about Yami, right? So I just want to see like what the deck looks like, and I haven't even read the cards. I just want to know like how many of each, right? And I just look for the list. I don't watch for the explanation. Yeah. I was going up for 2 minutes now. What are we watching? We have been watching this for 9 minutes, probably more. We're watching a video about Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos, yes.
We're inside baseball. This kind of thing really hurts a video's performance. Ideally, you want the viewer to watch the video through to the end, or at least as much of it as possible, and that's just not going to happen if they're jumping around and dipping out. This also applies to pack openings, where people just kind of want to skip to the end to see good pulls. Again, not blaming them, but just saying that's kind of how it plays out. Speaking of outsourcing, you might have also noticed that a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh! Resources are starting to be made for sites like MetaFi. These in-depth combo guides and master classes, learning decks and matchups often made by the top players in the game right now. But that catch, of course, is that they're hidden behind a paywall.
Yeah, I feel like that's the reason why I never heard of this.
It makes sense for them to try and monetize their skill and accolades in the game. It's not exactly like Yu-Gi-Oh! Prizing is paying the bills. As for whether or not it's a good or bad thing, I won't tell you how to spend your money, but I will just say each one of them is also one less piece of competitive content on YouTube, so take that as you will. And last quick note on this point, but you might remember a lot of channels used to make videos talking about OCG card reveals. Nowadays, there's sites like Yu-Gi-Oh! News and Ready for Duel
people still want to hear the
okay.
I feel like people still want to hear the opinion of their like favorite content creators or, you know, respected members of the community, like really good players. You want to hear what the really good players want to like think about it, right? Like, what do they think about it? If there is new cards, you want to hear. Well, actually, I read effects. I read everything about the card. And since I'm not an experienced player, I just don't know, is this good? I don't know if this is a good card. Like, how should I approach this, right? So I go and watch, like someone like Jesse Cotton or Joshua Smith, right? And they have a better understanding of how that is gonna impact the meta, right? And what does that mean for the game? So I watch it because of that, because I care about it, right? And I can also like listen to the opinion of a creator that I really like, and it's not necessarily like the best competitively, but it's someone that I like, so I want to see what this person thinks of it. I still watch OCG reveals. I like looking forward to things. Yeah, me too, exactly. You like just looking at the list on Twitter, like, and the effect doesn't do much to like understand how it works, because I don't know every single card, right? And I don't know the meta of the OCG, so I don't know like how is that going to impact the game exactly. Sometimes the card is like so good that you understand it, right? You instantly know, oh, this sounds amazing. Or sometimes you just read it and you are like, yeah, this is not gonna be used at all, right? And you could be wrong, I guess, but most of the time I feel like it's a little more like nuance, and you need like an experience point of view. Yeah. Oh, okay. So what you mean is that it's easier to see it in action, to see the cards in action. That's how you like learn it. Okay, that is a good point. And usually you're not gonna get that in just this like, but just by reading the effects. Usually what a lot of creators do is that they use it like dueling book or something. They make like a proxy of the cards and they kind of show you how it will work. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense.
Nice, neat, easily consumable pictures. Why watch a full video on the card when you can just share the translated picture in your local group chat and just talk about it there instead? Oh, and full disclosure, by the way, these pages are doing amazing work for the community. I'd say it's an objective improvement.
For an initial reaction, right? You still want to hear the opinion of the
one more sort of cog in that paradigm shift away from talking about the card game on YouTube. Okay, enough doom and gloom. How do we fix it? I'll be honest, I don't have all the answers. I seriously have thoughts, but at the end of the day, a lot of this just comes down to two things. Viewer tastes and preferences, which are wildly unpredictable, and of course, whatever decisions Konami makes with the game as a whole. As for the
I just thought about something else. I feel like the attention span of a regular viewer is decreasing. The attention span for like regular like YouTube people is decreasing, and that is a problem too. That's why it's harder for people to like focus on because Yu-Gi-Oh videos about the game itself are really long, right? So that is definitely something that we have to think about. It's just like we will be targeting a different audience. Yeah, I just need to put like Subway Surfer in the corner. Yeah, definitely. That will maybe help.
Masterduel thing. Fundamentally, it'll always be the ideal way to record a duel, and that's okay. I honestly wouldn't expect anybody to want to record paper Yu-Gi-Oh content. Like I said, it's hard. And yet, there are people who are. Outside of yours truly, of course. I saw that Distant Coder recently set up an entire studio dedicated to streaming and recording modern paper Yu-Gi-Oh.
I want this. Chat, I want this. Chat, a studio to play Yu-Gi-Oh like this, to play with literally my only friend in person who plays the game. Oh my god. I think if I have a studio, I feel like I could convince other friends to try it. But I literally only have one friend who play this like in my country, in my city. Well, in my city and my country, like I don't know people from outside the city, so I don't know, right? Only friend for now. More will come. Will I? Hopefully, let's see how that goes, right? Sorry about your loss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just dead fish in your bed and you will get better than nothing, bruh.
Yu-Gi-Oh duels like an actual YCS feature match would be, and I gotta say it looks damn good.
Yeah, it
Plus,
looks
he
really cool.
invites a rotating door of really interesting guests with real tournament accolades. They're done live, but he also uploads the VODs to YouTube, and if you want even more of that, there's also my boy Tombox over at MST TV. He's kind of the OG of emulating the feature match table. So go show both of those channels some love if you're craving that sort of thing. I've also seen a lot of competitive players like Pac actually live stream their locals tournament.
Oh yeah, that is so cool. I've seen those streams. I got recommended those streams. So funny.
A top-level player approaches the game every week against a variety of opponents, and I think that's really valuable
so
for
real.
keeping up with the ever-shifting nature of the metagame at the ground level. As for products, well, that's a tough one right now. I mean, there are still those Konami-sponsored channels that do early box opening videos, and they're usually pretty popular. People want to see what's in the new set, especially rarities and if there's any world premiere archetypes. But outside of that, I think that those new overframe cards that they announced for next year look really promising. We don't have many details yet, but they're basically like full arts.
Yeah, we got the
Yu-Gi-Oh's
details
never had
now.
Before outside of
Yeah,
and that was only in Japan.
those are definitely going to help a
They're even
lot with
supposed to be
the
doing some
sales.
serialized copies of the cards too. Sounds interesting. I think this is huge for the collector side of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it might inject a lot more interest in just buying and opening sealed product. Especially watching your favorite creators crack loads and loads of boxes and search for a super elusive serialized card. We all remember Ruxin searching for Dragon Master Magius, so just imagine.
I just realized this guy has a big card behind that is Ash Blossom. It's the old art Ash Blossom. I just realized. I don't know why I didn't notice before.
More of that. And yes, I've seen your comments. I know that the real solution would be bringing back the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Pack opening series on YouTube, Larry in the Hole. But alas, Larry's a family man now, so that's a bit complicated. But keep your eyes peeled. It might show up soon. Stars align. Last major thing is the introduction of Genesis format. I feel like this is actually a potential game changer. You guys
Genesis hasn't
probably
done much,
already know
honestly.
the
It
gist,
sounds cool in
in case
theory,
you
but
don't,
I feel
it's a
like
new format
it's
where
the
every
same
card in the
thing.
game is legal outside of link monsters and pendulums, but all the best cards have a point value attached to them. Your deck can't exceed a certain point threshold, so it restricts deck building and makes for a much more interesting environment where a lot of less popular strategies are suddenly way more viable. It's basically a love letter to the mid-core players who've largely been neglected in Yu-Gi-Oh! For the past few years. So far, it's attracted a lot of interest from the casual and competitive crowds, and all the talk has even reached some of my lapsed Yu-Gi-Oh! Friends who are asking me about it. There's a lot of content being made around it, and Konami seems pretty committed to the format. They're making regular status updates about it, adjusting point values to keep things fresh, and they've been committed to an entire dedicated
I feel like
YCS event just for
it
Genesis
sounded
format.
cool in
So this
theory,
could
but it's
totally
not doing
be the
much.
next big thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, and I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to see. And speaking of Konami, I can't be the only one who feels like there's been a bit of a vibe shift from them, right? Like Genesis format itself is already huge, but they've also been steadily improving prize support at YCS events, announcing the overframe cards, dropping emergency ban lists. There's certainly something in the water, and it's kind of got me
Yeah, I
hopeful.
agree with that.
After
I
all,
agree with that.
any new interest in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game is a win for Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creation too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG content isn't exactly in a great place for a bunch of reasons, but I don't think it's outright cooked. There's some really bright spots in the darkness, and even more promising things around the corner. Oh yeah, and I should probably mention this too before anyone comes after me for it. I'm well aware that there are still channels putting in great work at like making Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
content,
it's probably
and they
not
don't
as
all get enough
common or
credit for
like
it. So the
doesn't
last
have
thing
that
I
much
want is for this video
diversity.
to come across as me undermining their efforts. With that said, if you made it this far, I want to hear from you guys. What kind of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Content do you find yourself consuming the most, and why? What sort of things would you want to see more in the space in general? We can certainly continue this conversation below in the comments.
I also want to know that, chat.
Thumbs if you liked it, sub if you loved it, and I'll see you guys around. Fast turn.
Oh, wait. I wanted to leave it here.
Tournament accolade.
This looks so cool. Like this looks so cool. It's awesome. I will try to do that. Are you going to try Genesis? We can't exactly enforce it in Master Duel, but we can build decks that fit the rules. I already played Genesis. I have a Genesis deck in Master Duel. Like I played it with Moxie one time, and I don't know. At least to me, it felt like playing the same thing. Like I played a Cyber Dragon deck, and Moxie played a Thunder Dragon. Was it Thunder Dragon deck? Yes, 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 yes. I think it was alright. Like I don't know, it didn't feel that different to me. I feel like going to a tournament will feel different because you will see like every kind of decks, right? Or I don't know, chat. If I can like force everyone in chat to get a Genesis deck if they want, we can try. I don't know how many people will be interested in it. Yeah, emergency ban list is funny saying. It is. It is. It sounds funny. Definitely. Yeah, that is mostly to evade the meta, right? The meta that we are like too used to. Definitely. But yeah, chat. I don't know. I still see a lot of everything, but I understand that there are changes definitely that make everything a little different. So yeah, yeah. I really like. Oh, really good video. Thank you, APS. Thank you. Thank you.